Hello everybody and welcome to the On One Fair, the first Italian wines virtual exhibition. On One Fair is the international digital event where Italian winemakers share the unique features of their wines with importers, distributors and retailers in 122 countries in the world. The guest of today is Paolo Di Carvalho of Famiglia Cotarella, located in Umbria in the heart of Italy. In the next 15 minutes, you will learn much about the winery and its incredible wines. During the webinar, you can write your questions in the live chat, and you can download some documents that Paolo wanted to share with you. And I remind you that if you'd like to know more about the winery and the proposal and talk directly to Paolo, you can book a one-to-one video call just by using the link that you find in the webinar instructions and on the On Wine Fair official page. You can choose the date and the hour you prefer. Now it's time to start. Welcome to Paolo Di Carvalho and enjoy your webinar.
So Marcella, thank you very much for introducing us. It's a great pleasure to be with everybody here today to talk a little bit about our winery. So the COTARELLA family has been producing wine since 3 generations. So it's very important as we start approaching our company, this idea of the family. So the fact that we are really talking about a business that is 100% managed by the COTARELLA family. So I would like to show you really quickly a couple of this very quick presentation about our winery, so you can really have the opportunity to understand, first of all, who's behind the operations and also where we are. I think it's very important to really understand our location, because we'll be talking about 2 regions that are not extremely famous for wine production as other that we could mention, like Tuscany or Piedmont, but it's very easy to understand once we have our location clear in the map. So I'm just showing you this very quick presentation about what we really do. So here we have the COTARELLA family. The very first member was Domenico in the 20s that really started producing grapes. He used to sell grapes in Tuscany, living in Umbria. So all the members, they were born in Orvieto, which is a very famous little town for wine production, even if we do not produce the Orvieto Classico, which is a DOC of this specific place. We decided to produce different wines. And then we have the second generation, okay, that came after Domenico, the 2 brothers, Riccardo and Renzo Cotarella, that founded the winery, founded the company in 1979. Both of the brothers, they are actually involved with the operations, but not really 100%. They have still, of course, their parallel careers. Renzo is the actual CEO for Antinori, so is much involved with the company, we should say. And then we have Riccardo, that is an enologist and also a consultant. So he consults for over, we could say, I think 60, 70 other Italian wineries, and also consults abroad. The most important members of the family that are actually now really managing the company 24 hours a day are the 3 daughters, Marta, Enrica, and Dominga. So they are the daughters of Riccardo and Renzo. Let's say that Dominga is the daughter of Riccardo, Marta and Enrica, the daughter of Renzo, daughters of Renzo, and they joined the company in 2017, I'm sorry, and they started managing all the operations related from production and, of course, marketing and sales. In the same period, the 3 daughters decided to make some changes. So probably some of you remember that the very first name of the winery was actually Falesco. So we were born as Falesco. This was the name related to the little town where we very start producing the wines, which is Montefiascone. So it was related Mons Falescum, Falesco, which is the Latin name of Montefiascone. But the three daughters decided to use their name in the name of the company. That basically was the very first move that they did, changing the name of the company from Falesco to Famiglia Cotarella. So it doesn't mean that the name Falesco disappeared. We still have a line of wines that we produce, but the real name of the company is not Falesco anymore and is Famiglia Cotarella. And that was a very important decision of the three daughters. Just a lot of people, of course, they ask us, oh, how come we don't see Falesco anymore? Actually, Falesco is still there, but not as the name of the company. They introduced also a new logo. As you can see, the new logo is related to the signature of their fathering, the grandfather, and also a symbol that is related to their way of thinking, the way they are related to, they are so connected. So connection, so the way that they have the relationship with their family is so strong that a great value for the management of the companies. There is a very, we always tell a very funny thing related to the brothers and to the sisters. So is the fact that the two brothers, they still lived at the same house with their wives, and they have only one bank account. This is just to say that how close they are to each other, how they really relate in everyday basis to get ahead with this company. So let's go in a more, let's talk more in a little bit more with more precision about where we really are. I think it's key to understand more or less the wines that we produce. So we are in central Italy, among Rome and Florence. So we are 1 hour and a half north of Rome, 1 hour and a half south of Florence, between the two regions, Umbria and Lazio. Okay, so we do produce wines that come from these both regions. And recently, we bought a very, I'd say, unique, very niche-oriented estate in Montalcino. And we are now, since 2017, producing Brunello and Brunello Reserva. As you understood, the headquarters is between Umbria and Lazio. Most of our wines come from that two regions. And only now we have this small operation in Tuscany. The thing is that we are still there. As you can see in the map, Tuscany is not really far from where we are. From where I'm doing the presentation right now, it takes more or less 25, 30 minutes to get in Tuscany. So, and here we link to another philosophy that we have, is that basically quality doesn't only come from a specific type of soil or a specific type of climate. Of course, those things, they will influence the style and the way you make wine. But the most important thing that is related to quality is basically the people that are behind a project. So we always like to say that when people talk about Lazio and say, oh yeah, you know, I just know Frascati, I'm not really, I don't really know what are the most important ones from Lazio. And we say, yeah, probably because since from the beginning, we didn't have a lot of families investing in that territory. And what we will always say, if you get important families that were born in Piedmont or Tuscany and they were born in the Lazio region, of course, they were not producing bad wine. So we strongly believe that is the passion, is the organization, are the people involved in a day-to-day operation that will try to change that territory. And yes, we strongly believe in the Lazio region and in the Umbria region. And we totally believe that those regions can really give a lot more to the, let's say, to the quality in Italy. As we know, Montalcino has been almost since from the beginning a very important territory, and we decided to invest there. So our wines are now divided between these two categories. Okay, so we have the Falesco part of the business where we have our Vitiano, we have the Tellus, but the most important side of our products are related to the Cotarella wines. So now we have on the labels the Cotarella name for the most important wines. Among these wines, okay, among these estate flagship wines, I should say that we should pick one to understand better our philosophy, and that wine is the Montiano. Before we really start talking about the specific wine, I'd like Marcella just to show us a very quick video about this product, about the Montiano, that we launched for the release of the 2016 vintage. So that was our Montiano 2016. We did that video because we wanted something to really support this new label. So as you can see, if you remember, or some of you probably saw the old vintages of Montiano, we have a slightly different label. So we wanted to show something more elegant, more pleasant to the eye, and at the same time that we're able to show the new generation coming in. The video explains that, I think. So you see the two generations, you see Ricardo and Enzo, and then you see the daughters trying to really show what we are talking about. What is the key, what's the most important wine that really produce. So here we are talking about a wine that is 100% Merlot. So we gave a sort of importance to some international varieties in our territory, because we strongly believe that for the red wines, we should work better with the international grapes. We saw that by the results. We noticed particularly that Merlot in our clayey soils next to the Bolsena Lake worked really well. We were able to select a specific clone that was brought from that is used in Saint-Emilion. We decided to make this clone selection together with the help of the winemaker of Chateau Cheval Blanc at that time. So Ricardo knew him really well, and they decided upon a specific clone that could be able to grow in our region. And the results since from the beginning were very, very interesting. The idea of Montiano for us now is to have a wine that can give what Merlot always is able to express, which is velvety tannins, which is sometimes concentration, which is fruit, and also at the same time elegance and potential for aging. So we worked a lot in the vineyard, basically trying to protect the grapes better from the sun, always allowing the light to come in to have a good ripeness, but at the same time to have a ripeness that is basically a little bit longer. So in order to make the Merlot so we don't have a Merlot that is really too fast in ripening. In that case, we are able to avoid, let's say, bitter aromas or green flavors with very high alcohol. So, of course, we do have the alcohol. We're talking about 14.5% wine, but we still have ripe aromas and, let's say, a very nice fruit concentration. So I have here in my glass the Montiano 16. I hope you could share this glass sometime sooner or later. And what I just wanted to tell you and to explain you is that this is a wine that for us really means a lot, because we do have in the nose this very nice direct impact of red fruits, of strawberry, cherry, and they are all linked together by a very intense vanilla profile without being overwhelming. And I'd say that in the mouth, so what we're looking for in terms of flavor profile is this intensity of ripe red fruits again, but with a broad acidity that's still there, and also the very interesting integration of the oak. We've been using since for the beginning French barriques, mostly new. In this particular, let's say, vintage, we are up to 70% new barriques. And these barriques, especially for the 2016 vintage, they were chosen after tasting the wine, after the malolactic, with the alcoholic fermentation. So after the alcoholic fermentation, we tasted the wine, and we decided only after that which were the best barriques that could really match the profile of this wine. So the idea here is, again, to put together the ability of the ability of the Merlot to be easy drinking in a certain sense, but at the same time have the potential for age in many years. And we think we were able to do that. We hope we did it well. And I think the 2016 vintage is definitely an evolution of this particular product. So I hope we have the chance to taste it together, to talk more about this wine and our wines overall in the near future. In terms of how you could possibly find us, find our products, find our wines, Let's say that we are quite well distributed in the most important markets, so UK, Austria, Switzerland, of course, United States, Japan. We all have the distributors in these most important countries, and you can easily find them. If you need any help, of course, just email us or send us a WhatsApp message, and we'll be able to give you all the indications for our distributors in every country that it might be necessary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paulo, so much, and thank you all for watching this webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to book your one-to-one video call with Paulo. So I hope to see you on the next webinars on On1 Fair, and we always say Viva il vino italiano. Thank you again. Bye.
Grazie.
Vazon Group, the bridge between research and enology. We develop integrated, synergistic solutions to create new technologies, while always focusing on total wine quality improvement. Beginning with the concept of mild technology, our process philosophy for only creating subtle changes without altering the wine's original and natural characteristics. Throughout the years, we constantly expand and grow our portfolio of enological equipment and products, forever paying special attention to environmental sustainability and wine quality. In conjunction with the use of continually enhanced enological coadjuvants, we rely upon the creation and application of physical separation technique equipment, which we developed under the brand and company Douglas. 1988 Flotation. 1997 Tartaric stabilization by membrane. 2017 Bipolar membranes. A recent upgrade to the electrodialysis unit is the addition of brand new bipolar membranes for acidification and deacidification of musts and wines. Cationic or anionic membranes that enable the precise removal of ions in wine, directly impacting pH and preserving the wine's original organoleptic characteristics. Assisting winemakers around the world to create expressive wines with minimal but essential intervention, we indefinitely pursue the concept of precision enology.